What the hell is that?
The Gorge is the door to hell.
So what's the mission? To keep people...
The Gorge. At first glance, this movie looks like a survival thriller about two elite operatives stationed at opposite sides of a massive canyon. But the Gorge is much deeper than that. It's a story about secrecy, forgotten wars, and the consequences of experiments that were never meant to be discovered. Let's start with the most important question. What is the concept of the Gorge? The core idea of the movie is simple but powerful. Two highly trained snipers are assigned to guard a classified location known only as the Gorge. They are told not to communicate, not to question orders, and most importantly, never to let what's inside the Gorge escape. But they are never told the full truth. And that's where the mystery begins. So what exactly is the Gorge? In the movie, the Gorge is a massive, isolated canyon hidden from the world. Officially, it is described as a containment zone. Unofficially, it is a scar left behind by something that happened decades ago, something connected to World War II. The film hints that during World War II, both Eastern and Western nations were racing to develop advanced experimental weapons. Not just bombs, but biological and dimensional experiments. This is where the idea of East versus West becomes important. The movie suggests that during the Cold War period, both sides continued secret research programs that began in World War II. And one of those experiments led to the creation or discovery of something unnatural. That something is connected to what the movie calls the Hollow Men. So what are the Hollow Men? The Hollow Men are the creatures trapped inside the Gorge. They are not simply monsters. They are the result of failed experiments, possibly soldiers or test subjects exposed to an unknown force connected to Dark Lake. They are called hollow because they appear empty, emotionless, deformed, as if something inside them was removed. The movie never gives a full scientific explanation, and that's intentional. The Hollow Men represent the cost of human ambition. They are what happens when governments try to weaponize forces they don't fully understand. Now let's talk about the Cloaking Machine. In the movie, the Gorge is hidden from satellites and modern detection systems. This is achieved through what's referred to as a cloaking machine. The cloaking machine is a piece of advanced technology designed to bend light, distort signals, and hide the existence of the Gorge from the outside world. But symbolically, the cloaking machine represents something bigger. It represents denial, governments hiding their mistakes, nations pretending certain events never happened. It's not just hiding the Gorge, it's hiding history. Now, one of the biggest mysteries mentioned in the film is Dark Lake. Dark Lake is believed to be the origin point of everything. In the story, Dark Lake is a hidden research site where early experiments were conducted during or shortly after World War II. It is heavily implied that something was discovered there, something not entirely human. Some theories suggest it was a dimensional anomaly. Others suggest it was a biological agent. But the important part is this. Dark Lake is ground zero, the beginning of the Hollow Men, the reason the Gorge exists. And then we hear about the Straydog Protocol. This is one of the most important concepts in the entire movie. The Straydog Protocol is essentially a last resort command. If containment fails, if the Hollow Men escape, if the cloaking system collapses, then the entire Gorge must be destroyed. No rescue, no weaknesses, total erasure. Straydog Protocol proves one thing. The people running this operation never believed containment would last forever. They were preparing for failure. And this brings us back to the deeper theme of the movie. The Gorge is not really about monsters. It's about secrets. It's about what happens when nations compete for power without moral limits. The references to World War II and East versus West tensions are not random. They remind us that the arms race never truly ended. It just evolved. Instead of nuclear weapons, it became biological manipulation, dimensional experimentation, and hidden black sites. The Gorge itself is a metaphor, a physical gap in the earth, representing the moral gap in humanity. And the two soldiers guarding opposite sides? They symbolize opposing nations, trained to distrust each other, but forced to face the same threat. In the end, the real horror isn't the Hollow Men. It's the idea that they were created by us, that governments buried the truth, that history was cloaked, and that the Straydog Protocol exists because those in power know the truth cannot be contained forever. So when you finish watching The Gorge, ask yourself, was the real enemy inside the canyon? Or was it the ambition that created it? Because sometimes the most dangerous thing in the world is not a monster. It's a secret. And that's what makes The Gorge more than just a thriller. Not every story is just entertainment. Some are layered. Some are political. Some are warnings disguised as fiction. And when the screen goes dark, that's when the real questions begin. Because here, we don't just watch movies. We break them down. We connect the details. We uncover what most people overlook. This is ASTRO Reeltalk, where every story has a deeper meaning. I'll see you in the next breakdown.